Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our appointment with the Ferrino athletes. Tonight, we are gonna meet one of the strongest mountaineering all around the world. He came from Spain, in the north of Spain, and he fell in love with mountains when he was a child. And yes, he's one of, I don't know, of a legend from the mountain. So we are waiting for him. We have an appointment with Txikon. Hope is coming, but I'm quite sure is coming. So we can wait just some seconds and we'll be connected with him. So for me, it's a big pleasure to introduce Alex, because yes, when you are interested in mountain, you have to know him. He's one of the legend. And so Alex, where are you? We are waiting for you. I'm quite sure he's coming. So thank you to be here with us. And we have some questions for our guest. So just wait for him. Can you hear me? It's okay with the sound, with the voice? Okay, Alex. Okay, it's not here, so we can wait a little bit more. And well, it's reached 11 of the 14 8,000 in the world, so it's okay. Thank you for the feedback that everything is okay. So we just have to wait for him, for Txikon. And yes, he came back from Himalaya 1 month ago, and he had several adventures in the winter time. And we want to know about him, about his quarantine, about his adventures and everything. So hope he's with us. Alex, where are you? Okay, I'll be back in 1 minute. I try to call him to understand why it's not working. So I'll be back in 1 minute. Wait for me. Alex, here you are here. Ciao, Alex. Yes, yes, come with us. Okay. Ehi, sì. Chi è? Alex.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Hello. How are you?
I'm fine, and you? How are you?
I was here, eh? I was hearing you.
Really? Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. So, how are you?
Fine, everything fine. The weather right now here is perfect. The situation is not so good, but hope that slowly everything is improving. Slowly.
Yeah, I hope so. And
Yeah.
where are you exactly right now?
I'm in my home. We are living in a small village close to Bilbao, for all over the world. If they put in the map, we are in the north. Yes, exactly in the north, close to the sea in Cantabric Sea. So it's amazing place.
I know that in Bilbao, in the north of Spain, you speak another kind of language, the Euskera. Can you explain what
Yes.
language is? Because it's not Spain.
It's totally different. We are living in Basque Country. It's a small country inside Spain, between France and Spain. We are 7 provinces, and we are talking in other language totally different. I will let you know. For example, Kaixo Sara, Arratsaldeon. I told to you, Hola Sara, Buenas tardes, Ciao Sara, Good
Wow.
afternoon. It's totally different. It's totally different. You cannot even understand the some words between provinces. In my case, I move a lot inside the Basque Country, so I am able to understand the different Basque language in the rural areas. But it's really nice and really interesting language and the culture, because it's for some 100 years ago, but until now nobody knows from what is become this Basque language.
Yes, I know. Maybe something from Celtic or I don't know.
Yes, there is a different theories. The first text in Basque language, there are from La Rioja, let's say like 300 to 400 years ago. But there is a kind of theory that the Basque language is coming from Georgia, from the Balkans, even from Eastern countries.
So the Euskera language travel all around the world, like you.
Yes, yes. Yes, this is
Yes.
this is what we do. What we try to do to promote our lands, our culture, and this is important. In the mountaineering, we need to build the bridges. Not to destroy. We need to build. In the nature, with mountaineering, with climbing. I really like to travel. That's is my main aim during the expeditions.
Wow. And when did you felt in love with mountains and with travel?
Uh, yes, I felt in love with mountain will travel since I was a kid. I'm living as I told you, in a small village, sorry, Sarah. We were like 2,500 people at that time when I was kid, on 90s, beginning of like let's say from 90s to 95, 96. There were two possibilities in my village to play in soccer, in football, like in all Europe, most of the Europe, and we have also our typical Basque handball. There is a sport for
Pelota.
here. Yes, pelota vasca. Yes, so you did your job, Sarah? Why did you know? Because had you ever been? Had you ever traveled before here?
You know that Milano, it was famous
Yes,
for the
yes.
Pelota. My
I was.
city is famous for this. For this.
Oh, I was in Milano in this high alley, because in Milano there is a high alley, and couple of 2 years ago exactly, I was there in this high alley of Milano, cutting wood, because there are different sports as well with the stones and different modalities, and we were there in this high alley in Milano. Yeah. So the world is small. So I have this possibility, and with 3, 4, 5 years, I used to go to the mountain with our alpine club. But then after 14, from 14, 15, 16, when I was a teenager, I felt in love. I really like to be in the nature. I really like to be in mountains. I show some conferences for like Alberto Ñurategui, Juanito Yarzabal, the people, the climbers from other generations here in Basque Country, especially. And I realized in my mind, oh, I really want to do the same. I really want to feel this what they felt, what they showed to us, no, in this kind of conferences, in this like of lectures, but it was exactly like this, and I was dreaming since I was a kid, and slowly, yes, sorry.
I know that someone helped you to fall in love with mountains, like one of your brother, because you are the
Yes.
of
Yeah.
how many brothers?
13. 13. We are 13. Yes. But especially was my brother, sisters, but also with the alpine clubs. Okay. Now the alpine clubs I don't really know in Italy or in other countries, but here in Basque Country, they lost a little bit this power. Now each of us, we can take our car and we can go to the mountain easily. You know, we make the plans by via WhatsApp. But when I was kid, when I was teenager, we couldn't do exactly the same. Now we have internet, many information. So with our local alpine club, which is, we have like 800 partners, more or less, and in a small village of 3,000 people. They did like four weekends with the public schools from our village.
Okay.
So that's also was a key to me. Okay, you have an opportunity to know unknown place for me, close to my areas in the mountain, and this was also the key nowadays to be the person who I am. No, so that's why the reason I am so proud, so happy, and always that they call me from any alpine club, for any possibility, or I always try to say, okay, I will do my best to move to there, because I need to give back them all what I received when I was a kid. This is for me,
Wow.
it's very, very important.
Enthusiasm is so great, really. You're
Yes.
so wow, you're enthusiastic. But
So,
Sarah,
Sarah, can I say just one thing? You know, because mostly of the people, they know that our relation with Ferrino started like a couple of months before. But here, you see, in my bag, this rucksack is when we finished the 8,000 meter peaks with Edurne. This backpack was with me since 2008 until 2010, 17 May, when we finished the 8,000 meter peaks with Edurne. And I always travel with this backpack in the airplanes. I always keep my pocket, my cameras, everything, you know. And from 2011, here you can see my Red Expedition bag of Ferrino, 100 liters, that was close to me in winter expedition. On my first winter expedition, I used to walk also even with this backpack with 30 kilograms during the Baltoro trek. So for those that they are hearing us, they watching us, you know, our relation with Ferrino is for a long time. And what is the life, no? Now, always, you know, depends of the life. You are far away, and now we are again in the family of Ferrino. So I really wanted to say these things because I keep in my heart, you know, this kind of part of Ferrino, no? And now I'm very proud to be in family and in the team of Ferrino.
and you are in the right place to speak about it. So
yeah.
Tells us the story. Anyway, I have a curiosity. How is to grow up with 12 brothers and sisters and to be the last one? What about it?
It's very easy. It's very easy. I mean, to grow up in a big family, you should know that you cannot get the same things that they got it as they got it my friends from the school or my friends for the soccer team. So you need to be a human. When you are with 5, with 6, even with 8 or 10 or 12 years old, you need to know that you need to be a patient. You need to know that you need to earn your own money. You need to know that you need to earn your own holidays and to be with patience. So I'm growing in a humble family of a lot of brothers and sisters. So I'm the person who I am also thanks to my family. So this is very important. As I told you before, Sarah, it's really important to know, to be human, to be humble, to have empathy for the situation, for the moments, for the human rights, from different cultures, and this empathy is what I'm learning since I was kid. But I'm very happy, you know, to be in a part of big family. with a lot of movement, you know, every day in summer or in Christmas time. So it's really funny and positive. It's totally different. For example, I have two nephews older than me. So when I was born, my older sister has his two voice. I mean, I was a uncle when I born, no? So it's totally crazy, you know, this kind of things.
Okay, so let's talk about a little bit about the situation of right,
Yes.
because we are living something very, very special, very different. Maybe is putting us in to be better than before, because we stopped a little bit and we a little bit more about what are you talking about. So
Yeah.
maybe we can become a little bit better after this period. What do you think about?
Of course, of course. Now, I mean, now in this all over the world pandemic, you know, about the COVID-19, I think we need to understand what is happened since 15 years or 10 years ago, you know. Every 3 to 4 years there is a kind of pandemic like this. And nowadays with this really we will be more flexible, and of course we need to know that this pandemic is growing very fast in big cities like Milano, say, or Madrid or Barcelona or cities like Bilbao. So we need to understand that the nature is what we have, is the main goal that we have in this world, and we need to take care of this nature. So I think we need to be back like 40 or 50 years ago in our societies, and we need to create other kind of way to live, sorry, like creating. In here we have a farm houses, like we call in Basque language, like baserri. In other places, in like for example in Catalonia there are masia, and in Italy I don't know how you call it in Italy, for example, but we need to be with our own sources, energetic sources, with solar systems, with our wind systems, and we need to be able to create our own fruits, vegetables, and with.
But
Yes.
we can work on it. We can work to change a little bit our.
A little bit. Right now we are more than 7,000 millions of human and of population, and more than 7,000 millions of population in the world. And they say like in 10 to 15 years we will be 9,000 million of population in the earth. So the planet, I think we are touching the highest level. So we need to be clever, and we need to improve as a person. Yeah.
And during these months, during this period, we had a strange, a new relation with the word fear, because the word fear touched us in a different way. For the first time, we were really scared about the situation. We didn't know anything about this enemy, this strange enemy. But can you teach us something about the fear? Because I think you are trained.
So we need to know, and we need to understand what is happening in the world, that we can't run right now. We can't run. We need to be relaxed. It's like to be in the mountains. It's like to be on winter on base camp. So I'm at home. I'm writing a new book. I'm watching the old images. We have a lot of things and a lot of opportunities. In these hard moments, we have opportunities. Like, unfortunately, there is a kind of people inside our society, like old people above 60, 70, 80 years. They have this opportunity that we have, you know, because unfortunately here and in all Europe, the mostly of the people that they gone is people above 80 years old, so they haven't got any opportunity to survive. So I'm quite sad because of this situation. I'm really sad, believe me. and this is I don't really know this property word in English. Cruel. It's very, this is a big damage, and we have a big loss. So in this moment, I suffering. In this case, I'm suffering also because a big economic crisis will come after this pandemic. Now we are like in more healthy. Now the problem that we have is a healthy problem, but after the healthy problem is slowly improving, the big crisis, we will be in a big wave, as we were on big crisis on 2007. For us, for the climbers, was hard. The big wave from the beginning of that crisis, like the world crisis, then the second wave, the third wave, and still we are in this wave. So now, after this healthy problem, the crisis in all over the world will be very difficult. So that's why is the reason that I'm. Yes.
In what way you learned to manage
Yes.
fear in the mountain? So can you,
Of course,
how we can manage the fear in
so
the,
we
like, the way
yes,
that
we
in the mountain?
we are specialists. We are specialists to survive in the mountain and also here in our societies, in our world, because this is our real world. But also for us, it's real when we are in expedition. So we don't know sometimes even 15 days before the partner in our expeditions if we will be able to manage with the money. And maybe sometimes our sponsors, the payments like this, or the permits, sometimes even with the partner, a couple of expeditions, even without permits in Pakistan or in Nepal in winter, it's quite complicated. So always we know how to live, how to survive with these kinds of unknown things, unknown situations. So for us, it's very easy to manage. For example, for me, I'm a climber. I open my small company daily, for example, in March or now in April, with zero profit or zero benefits, but we have a lot of expenses, a lot of costs, our insurance, our payments, a lot of things. But that's why is the reason, Sarah, that I'm doing my best, that I'm writing, that we are also with a new movie, that we are working in this new movie, like in Italian version, in Basque language version, in English. So it's not easy to be like this, but of course we need to know, okay, after to be sitting in a chair or here in the sofa and crying, or we can do nothing. No, we need to be positive. The most easy things is to say, so we will wait. No, I need to training. I need to be I slept like 6 to 8 hours maximum per day, but maximum. I wake up early in the morning, I work until late night, and then so I need to show the best version of Alex, not of Alex Txikon. Alex Txikon is this person who is the name is known all over, so in some parts, in some public, is known person, no? But I'm working as Alex. Not all people knows this Alex. I'm Alex. I'm 38 years old, so I'm working with Alex, not with Alex Txikon, okay? So this is what we should do.
Okay. And so what do you think it's more strict? To go on Himalaya during the winter, or to be or to stay home for 2 months? What do you think?
I think to be home 2 months also is quite hard, but here in our houses we have internet connection. Sometimes the connection, because we are millions of people that we are connect all over during all 24 hours, but we have electricity, we have hot water, we have food, we have a lot of facilities. Those facilities we haven't got in base camp. For example, last expedition that we spent like 3 months before to travel to Nepal. Sorry, we were in Antarctica for, let's say, a month in the boat. But those facilities that we have here, we supply with our motivation during the expedition. So It's very easy. That's the only thing is to be smiley, to be happy, to be motivated in winter. So those are the keys to spend 2 months in our homes. In Italy, Sarah, how many days are you on the jail, on your own jail?
I think it's more than 50, like 53.
53. Wow. So
Yes.
congratulations. You are doing a great job. This is what we should do, each of us. For example, in my case, sometimes I'm moving because I'm worker, but I have an opportunity to be like in the banks or doing some documents sometimes. I used to move, but very few times. I prefer to work like we are doing now, but for me, this is not work. For me, this is my passion. So I'm very happy to do this kind of things. You know, this is what we have. So now this is, I think, new world we becoming with this pandemic. So I really happy and appreciate this kind of things. You know, I try to be connect. I need to learn what the world is doing, what our Earth sent to us a message like, hey, listen, you need to improve. Yes.
Don't be stupid again. Okay.
In our cases, Sarah, here in Basque Country, I think like we are like above 40 days, like you in Italy. So 13 days less than you.
See. Anyway, but why are you so in love with winter? Why do you like winter, and what is the feeling about?
In winter especially, you are able to find the mountain with other version. You cannot compare the Nanga Parbat on summer or in spring or in autumn with the winter. In the winter, you reach to Chilas. Normally, we used to travel in summer in Chilas at altitude of, let's say, 1,500 meters above the level sea. You can be at above 40 degrees. It's like oven. It's like to be in the oven in close to the Indus River. But
Yes.
in winter, you are at minus 10 degrees. At minus 10 degrees, the Indus River on summer is totally like a brown color because it's full of water. But in winter, this Indus River is like a turquoise. It's like a turquoise, like green color, like emerald. This you cannot imagine, Sarah, how beautiful is the Indus River. Totally quiet, totally peace when you walk from Indus River with this green color. Wow, it's amazing. From the sand, you are able to walk without trekking shoes from the sand. This in summer is impossible. You are in ovens or in winter. Then, as soon as you walk to the base camp, with the snow, with the icy mountain, and you saw for the first time the Nanga Parbat, the Diamoroi mountain for the local people on Seri at altitude of 3,000 meters, it's totally different mountain. It's totally a different world. And you see the most hard version of the naked mountain, in this case, in the case of Nanga Parbat, but you are feeling your feelings that are totally different, and it's totally different. It's other world. It's like to play like in soccer in Champions League or to be in the third league, you know, in local leagues, you know. It's other world. You need to be more act. And
the example works exactly perfectly. Thank you.
Thank you. And I really like the winter, believe me. But it's super hard. It's super hard to get the budget because
Tell us about your last expedition, because you went to Himalayas during the winter, and so you
yes,
like 1 month ago.
Yeah. We reached home back, I think, on 5th of March. We reached the Bilbao International Airport, and since while we were during our last expedition, we heard the news from China. We heard the different newses. Oh, this pandemic, this COVID-19, like this. And we talk each other between our team there, and we exchange our opinions, and we say this will be all over the world. It's like this, but we feel like kind of relaxed even in Italy or in Spain, in France, in Germany, like, oh, this is happening in China, only in China. We were close to China, but in base camp, and we were more conscious about what is happening nowadays, because we realized in January that sure that when we came back after our expeditions in our areas, we will be like in home, like in China. So we were a little bit visionary at that time on base camp at 5,000 meters. So when you are in this kind of ambience, you are human, but you are much more close to the nature. You understand and you think more. You need to be clever all the time, but this part of the human that we lost year by year, we are more close like animals, you know. We need our smell, our intuition. You need to survive in really hard conditions. So that's why the reason that I really love the winter. So in our last expedition, we spent 2 months on Nepal, more or less.
We come back to be a sort of animals, let's say.
Yeah.
We are more instinctive and
yes, I work normally with my intuition, not with my mind. With my mind, yes, but first I need to see the sky, the conditions, the color of the snow, even the sound of the snow, of the ice, the temperature. We are like a computers, but not a properly computer. No. We are a different kind of computer that we really need to be clever with the mountain. I'm not philosophic, that I'm not a person for nothing. I'm philosophic, but we need to be clever, and we need to be clever just because of the mountain is not talking to me, but the mountain of the nature is giving a lot of information to you. So that's why I'm a person who survived until now on winter expedition in really hard condition. And I had in the past some frostbite, but during the 14th, for example, of Edurne Passavants, like from 2006 to 2010. But nowadays that we were at minus 56 degrees on South Col on 13th of February on 2017, we survived at minus 56 degrees below zero with really hard wind. So
you say that it's because the animal side of you, because of your instinct.
Yes, my instinct is what I'm trying to develop every expedition. I try to be more clever, just to understand everything. So this is from my animal stage.
Someone asked you which is your favorite animal.
My favorite animal is a snow leopard.
Perfect.
Snow leopard. Yes.
It's a perfect metaphor for you.
Yes.
The snow leopard. Wow, amazing.
I felt in love, and when I finish like my career, or let's say or this kind of expedition in the Himalayas, I really want to move to some part. Now, if we can talk about a little bit shortly from the snow leopard. The snow leopard is an animal. There are exactly, nobody knows, but from 1,500 to 2,000 snow leopard all over the world, from Altai to Tien Shan, Pamir, until Karakorum or the Himalayas. Just 2,000 snow leopards.
Wow.
Females, males, and I show in my life just one female. This female was pregnant. We were on the Tibet. Was on 2009, and this female snow leopard jumped in front of us. We were at 50 meters of this female snow leopard, was pregnant, and we stopped. We tried to record her. Of course, we had some pictures, but was incredible. Was super nice. I never forgot in my life this moment. So that is the idea after those expeditions. Let's say in some years, I really want to go to somewhere else in winter and try to show some snow leopard with my eyes or with the cameras, because it's really difficult. With his tail, he's able to to jump even 30 to 40 meters. For hand he's able it's able for climbing. And I have a friend that on Annapurna, exactly on Annapurna, he told me this naturalist from Asturias. He was trying the ponytail route on Annapurna, and one snow leopard make a hole into well, first broken the tent, and my friend, he supposed that they were the birds, the crows. After that, they make a hole in the snow, but the snow leopard make a hole after almost a meter in the snow, and take the food of them at above 7,000 meters. So this animal is incredible. It's my favorite animal. My favorite color is a green, and my favorite number is a 6.
Okay, we know everything about you, so bye-bye. Okay, just chilling. Some last questions for you. So, for the expedition, which is the best tent that you use for your expeditions?
The best. Sorry, can you repeat it, because I couldn't hear you. The tents. Okay. Yes. The signal sometimes is weak, and I can't hear you properly. That's why the reason. So the best tent depends of the situation. For example, the big domo of Ferrino we used also on expeditions of 2006, 2007, 8, 9, and 10 also with Edurne. I carry up myself a big dome of Ferrino, which is 25 kilograms, to Camp 2 of Annapurna. For example, we build up the big dome of Ferrino, in Camp 2 on Annapurna. Also, this domo we used on advanced camp on Sisapagma from southwest face. So, for example, for base camp, as we use this expedition, perfect. For being comfortable in case of this kind of places, and we are able to manage to build up the big domo in Camp 2 on Annapurna, so it's quite heavy. But we were all together sleeping in each one of it in our sleeping bags. In our at that time we slept in 1,200 revolution of Ferrino as well. And I remember this kind of nights that we spent on Annapurna before to reach Camp 3. This is the hardest and the really more scary mountains that I climbed until now, the Annapurna. So that's why is the reason that we build the big dome of Ferrino. We create a big and good harmony inside us, inside our team. That's why is the reason that we create like this. And for a high altitude, for example, I will put you 2 examples before to depart to Nepal. Last expedition we were in Antarctic. In Antarctic is one of the best places in the world, more wild and much more super beautiful. We built the snowbound too there, just in the lower part. It's totally different because the logistic is totally different, like the different mountains in the world. You need to be with your boat sailing. With a small boat, you need to be close to the coast. So we use the snowbound too there with Juan Ramadariaga and Diego Martinez. And in the Himalayas, with the new system of Ferrino, and I prefer to use the snowbound 3, but depends of the possibilities. For example, it's not the same in Camp 1 on Khumbu after the Khumbu icefall, or in the Camp 2. In the Camp 2 and the Camp 1, you have a big platforms, but for example, for the Camp 3 in the Lhotse phase, you need to be clever and you need to use, for example, in our cases, we use also the snowbound 2 because they are more rectangular, and you need you are not able to dig in the snow because there is not snow. In winter, there is not precipitation, Sara. Everything is covered by ice, by really hard ice. So you need to kick the ice with your ice axe, and you need to make You need to be like a caterpillar, a machine, making your own platform. So this is what we are doing. And a simple suggestion for our followers right now: in winter, we never fill up the tent and we left the tents for weeks or days, even the days. Even if we are going up for work in a day of windy, we peel down our tent and we pack in our tents, because then the winds is really hard, and there is a wind of 100-120 kilometers. The tent, now we check, this is the best way to take our tents in Ferrino, and they are working good the first day, the second day, the third day, but sometimes 150 kilometers per hour without people inside the tent. Sometimes the seats become some damage. So that's why the reason we need to be clever, and always we peel down the tent. We peel down the tents. Yes.
So, Alex, the last question for you, because we talk a lot.
Yes.
So you reached like 8,000 of the world. So you missed three more.
Yeah. I did.
About
Sorry.
When you finish, when you finish 14, what about it? What about you?
No, I'm not in a hurry to finish this Himalayan corolla. No? With you be correct, we did 11 8,000 meter difference, but with the Sisa Pagma that I climbed to the main summit twice, we had the 12 8,000 meter peak summit. But I'm not in this career, because since the first man in the world, that was Reinhold Messner, since Reinhold until now, I think there are more than over 50 persons, men, women from different countries of the world. I think before was Italy, on the head, but now I think it's Spain, with the different climbers. Like I'm not really sure, but for example in Nepal, there are like I have three Sherpas friends that they are close to finish the 8,000 meter piece. Like Nurbu just left Sisa Pagma. They finished, I'm not confused, 4 Nepalese. Wow. So all over the world, it's so popular, and it's not so interesting for me. I prefer to be attempting, because I'm attempting. Some of my friends, they joke with me, they tell me, hey, Alex, even you are not this last winter on Everest, you weren't able to pass 7,000 meters, but listen, I'm more motivated, I'm more my happiness to be fighting with the nature, to be fighting even to reach Camp 1, I never risk as I risked last winter on Everest to reach even Camp 2. You cannot imagine, Sarah, how focusing with deep snow of 1 meter, avalanches coming from the face, even from the from Everest southwest face. Some avalanches crossed the Silence Valley. We were there. Even we couldn't see the thousands of crevasses that they were there. The glacier collapsed. You cannot imagine how focused we were, and how difficult it is to survive on winter. So to be part on this career, I'm not focused. There are young people as Steffi Trouet is from Andorra's woman, that she's also in Ferrino's team. And for example, she's younger than me. She's a woman. She really wants to finish this 14. I'm very happy, very proud of what she's doing. But I'm not doing in this phase in my life. I prefer to be in other life. And now I'm dreaming, Sarah, for our Ferrino followers, I'm dreaming to be in Antarctic, in winter Antarctic, to be sailing in a boat to Antarctic, to spend the Antarctic winter there. So you could reach there with some couple of hours of light, then becoming totally dark, totally frozen there, to survive until October, and then to climb like Mount Frances in Amber's Island in Antarctic Peninsula. Yes.
Do you need an Italian female Sherpa? for your expedition.
Of course. We
So,
need it. We needed the help. So this is what is in my mind now. So I need the Ferrino's tent. I need a couple of big domos there. So we are not rich. We haven't got any boats. So this idea that is in my mind, I really want to do it. So our idea is to reach by boat, and then we will spend months inside the Ferrino tents. So
perfect. So, Alex, thank you for your time. Thank you really much
yes, thank you to you.
for your stories. It was so great to
Yeah.
speak with you. So, enjoy your time, and hope to see you very, very soon in your mountains.
Thank you. And also, this year is the 150th anniversary from Ferrino. So happy birthday to Ferrino for this 150th anniversary. So
Thank you.
thanks a lot. Bye bye. Bye bye,
Bye.
Sara. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so
Grazie.
much.
Bye bye.
Bye. Okay, guys, hope everything was good for you, and see you next time for our next guest, and enjoy the evening. Thank you. Bye.